Your physician has prescribed a Latitude patient management scale and blood pressure monitor for you to use at home. These pieces of equipment are designed to send your readings automatically to the Latitude patient management system through your communicator when you use them. This video will show you how to install, set up, and use your equipment so you and your physician will have the information you need to make timely decisions about your care. You can call Latitude Patient Support at 1-866-484-3268 if you have any questions or concerns about your Latitude equipment. If you received the box with the scale and blood pressure monitor at the same time as the box containing the communicator, set up the scale and blood pressure monitor first. Then be sure to also watch the video that came in the communicator box because you'll need to set up the communicator before the scale and blood pressure monitor will transmit information. After you install your scale and blood pressure monitor, you will need to go back and run the setup program on the communicator even if you've already been using your communicator. Let's begin by setting up the Latitude scale. Unpack the box labeled Latitude Scale and one set of AA batteries. Turn the scale upside down. Remove the battery compartment cover by pushing the latch with the open arrow and lift the cover. Install the batteries in the compartment as shown, making sure the positive and negative ends of the batteries face the correct directions. And then replace the battery cover. Place the scale on the floor where it will be convenient for you to use, but within 20 feet of your communicator. It's best to place the scale on a solid surface like tile, wood, or laminate flooring. If the scale must be used on a carpeted floor, be sure to attach the 4 plastic feet that are provided with the scale. The pins on the bottom of each plastic foot align to holes on the bottom of the scale. To attach each foot, match the pins to the holes and press firmly. When you run the setup program for the communicator, it will test whether it can receive readings from the scale, so be sure the scale is in the location where it will normally be used. With your foot, gently press the blue measurement button to turn the scale on. The scale's display should appear, which indicates the batteries are charged and installed correctly, and the scale is ready to use. If the display does not light up, or if numbers do not appear, return to the first step and make sure the batteries are installed correctly. Your scale will automatically shut off after use. To measure your weight, gently push the blue measurement button with your foot. Wait until the display reads 0.0 pounds. This means it's ready to record your weight. Simply step on the scale and stand still until your weight is displayed. Your weight will be displayed down to the 1/10 of a pound. Once your weight is displayed, simply step off the scale and remember the scale will shut off automatically. The information from the scale will automatically be transmitted to the Latitude patient management system through your communicator. Now we'll set up the blood pressure unit. As you'll see, it has 2 main components, the monitor and the cuff. First, find the battery compartment cover on the bottom of the monitor. Gently push the arrow latch to lift the cover and then install 4 AA batteries, making sure you put the positive and negative ends into the monitor in the correct directions. Then, replace the battery compartment cover. To test whether the batteries have been installed properly, press the blue button on the front of the monitor. You should see numbers appear on this display. If numbers do not appear, you'll need to return to the previous step and reinstall the batteries. If numbers appear, press the blue button again to turn off the monitor. Next, find the air tube connected to the blood pressure cuff. Insert the plug at the end of the air tube into the socket on the upper left side of the monitor. Your blood pressure cuff and monitor can be kept next to your communicator in a nightstand or dresser drawer. To measure your blood pressure, you should sit comfortably with your left arm resting, palm up, on a flat surface. Remove any clothing with tight sleeves or roll up garments with loosely fitting sleeves. The center of your upper arm should be at about the same height as your heart. Your blood pressure cuff may already be threaded through the metal loop. If it isn't, start with the Velcro side of the cuff facing out, and then thread the cuff through the metal loop. Once the cuff is threaded through the metal loop, it's best to leave it in that position so you don't have to repeat this step each time. Now slide the threaded cuff onto your left arm with the smooth side against your skin. Tighten the cuff against your arm and fasten the Velcro. The cuff should be snug, but not tight. You should be able to insert 2 fingers between the cuff and your arm. The bottom of the cuff should be about 1 inch above your elbow, and the tube that's attached to the cuff should rest across the inside of your elbow. It's best to sit upright with both feet on the floor while this measurement is being taken. Now, simply press the start button and relax and sit quietly while the cuff automatically inflates and reads your blood pressure. When the measurement is complete, the monitor will beep and your systolic and diastolic pressure readings will be displayed. After the cuff automatically deflates, you may remove it. The monitor will transmit these readings to Latitude Patient Management and will shut off by itself. If the blood pressure reading does not appear on the communicator screen, you may need to move the blood pressure monitor. It should sit at least 3 feet away from the communicator, but no more than 20. After you've moved the monitor, try the measurement again. When you've finished installing your scale and blood pressure monitor, you'll see a message instructing you to run the setup program on your Latitude communicator again, even if you've had your communicator set up and running already. If you don't see a message similar to this, please call 1-866-484-3268 for assistance. When you run the setup program on the communicator, it will ask you to take measurements using your scale and blood pressure monitor. You may also use your scale or blood pressure monitor as part of your daily routine at any time or when instructed by your physician. You do not have to wait for the communicator to prompt you to take a measurement. But when you do use the scale or blood pressure monitor, your measurements will be automatically sent through the communicator to the Latitude Patient Management System where they can be viewed by your physician. It's a good idea to keep this video setup guide, as well as the other information you've received about the Latitude Patient Management System, someplace where you can refer to them in the future. You can also refer to your setup guide or patient manual or call 1-866-484-3268. A staff of Latitude Patient Support Technicians is a phone call away if you have any questions. They can assist you with setting up your Latitude system over the phone and answer any questions that you or your family may have.